It's a Christmas miracle. Santa got my letter.
Happy holidays.
Why do I have an uncle? Shouldn't he be here for Christmas?
You deserve a family.
I'm beginning to feel like I don't know Michael well. I need you here now.
Oh, Willow. Seriously, wow. I can't even pretend to like her at this point. While Michael's dealing with his own mess, she's all wrapped up in Drew and his delicate little feelings. I'm honestly counting down the seconds until she finds out about Drew and Nina. The look on her face is going to be priceless. Honestly, I'm shocked Sasha or Maxie haven't let it slip already. And Willow says she doesn't know Michael anymore. Girl, seriously? You betrayed him with his uncle. Better buckle up, Buttercup, because you're in for one heck of a ride when all the truth comes crashing down. Now she's trying to figure out how to create legal separation papers without her signature. I get it's a soap opera, but Willow is driving me insane. I'm just counting the days until she finds out about Nina and Drew. I'm betting Willow's going to stumble upon the whole Nina-Drew disaster during Christmas Eve at Nina's place. She'll probably overhear them whispering and boom, there goes the secret. The truth will finally be out, and it's going to be a big moment. Honestly, Willow has to be either the most naive person alive or the weakest. It's like she's back in that cult-like trance, completely blinded to reality. She used to have morals, smarts, kindness, and compassion. Now, she's just an airhead with zero self-control, playing the victim and choosing lust over love. Definitely not the Willow anyone used to root for. I'm just done with her. Seriously, girl, you don't know Michael anymore. Well, I don't think anyone really knows who Drew is at this point. He's been acting so off since getting out of prison. Honestly, I'm starting to think it's an imposter, like Shiloh in disguise, coming for revenge. Because the real Drew wouldn't be sleeping with Nina, her daughter, and his nephew's wife. This whole storyline has gone on far too long, and it's honestly just pathetic and disgusting at this point. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Messy Syrup. It's me, Abby, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. Willow's whole "I love Michael" act before everything blew up with Drew? Please, it was like she was trying to convince herself more than anyone else. But now, she's all giddy about having Drew and Scout over for Christmas, like some teenager with a crush. It's hard to take her seriously. Michael should have filed for divorce before the separation papers were even a thing. But of course, Nina's the one pulling the strings here, dictating Willow's life and marriage without even asking her. She's basically brainwashing Willow about the Corinthos and Quartermain families, telling her how much money they have and how far they'll go to get the kids, anything to drive a wedge between them. Oh, but just wait until Willow figures out what Nina's been up to. Drew's already been involved with both of them, and that's going to blow up in her face. Seriously, Willow? Why is she letting Nina control her like this? Michael may be ruthless in business, but when it comes to Willow and his kids, he's been nothing but patient. And what's this with inviting Drew over? Why make things worse? I can't even with Willow. She didn't like what Michael did to get back at Drew, but what was she expecting? Michael to throw a party and hug it out? She's being ridiculous. Wait until she finds out about Nina and Drew. Seems like Nina doesn't want Willow anywhere near Drew either. Interesting. Willow's honestly driving me crazy at this point. Like girl, bye, you and Drew deserve each other. You've known exactly who he was from the start. So let's not pretend you're surprised now. Honestly, Willow needs the Nell treatment. Some dramatic exit off a cliff would be just fine. I really wanted Michael to avoid this mess, but now that he's stuck in it, he's gonna channel his inner Carly. The fact that Willow still confides in Drew? That's next level crazy. And when she finds out about Nina, oof. Where's she going to run to then? To Nina's doorstep? And Lulu? Can she please calm down? I've come to appreciate Brooklyn, and Lulu just needs to let go of all that ancient drama. Also, Curtis and Jordan's endless chats. I'm getting some serious secret hater vibes from Jordan toward Curtis's relationship. And Sunny's new love interest? A huge red flag. Your kids don't want anything to do with you? Yeah, that's a sign. So Willow, after everything, you still have the nerve to say that? I'm sure Michael feels the same way as he has to sit through watching his wife and uncle playing house. Ridiculous. I can't wait for Willow to find out that Uncle Whiskers has been involved with her mom, Nina. The drama is going to be off the charts. But seriously, does anyone else think Joss doesn't seem all that upset about Dex's death? I know everyone grieves differently, but it's been 24 hours and there's been no visible sadness. No tears, no breakdown. I feel like I'd be a wreck if it were me. It just seems a little strange, doesn't it? As for Drew, he definitely got what was coming to him with what Michael and Curtis did. I couldn't help but chuckle when he said, "I built this company from the ground up." Did he forget that it was Jason's money that started Aurora? Has Drew ever paid Jason back for that? If not, isn't the company really Jason's? I don't understand how Nina still has such a soft spot for Drew. He was a big part of what messed up her marriage. I wonder if Willow will finally see the truth once things start coming to light. I'm starting to think Brooklyn doesn't actually know Gio is her child. Maybe she gave the baby up for adoption, and Lois took matters into her own hands, giving the baby to some of her friends and covering it all up. It wouldn't be surprising. Chase made a good point about Willow being swayed by men who tried to rescue her. She really does seem to fall for that every time, and maybe some more therapy would help her work through that. I'm totally with Tracy on Jason too. He's exactly who he is, no pretending. That's what I love about him. He's real. The moment when Joss and Cam bumped into each other was kind of sweet. Joss really needed that hug from him, and you could tell she appreciated it when he expressed how sorry he was about Dex. There was definitely some nostalgia there too. It looked like Cam was remembering the past, just by how he hugged her. Poor Joss. It's heartbreaking that she's going through this again. But at least she had that moment with Cam, and I think remembering Dex in the snow gave her a little comfort. More Sasha and Jason, please. Unless, of course, Sasha ends up marrying Michael after his divorce, because Tracy's reaction would be absolutely priceless. I'm already imagining her face, and it's giving me life. Speaking of Tracy, that conversation with Jason, pure gold. Honestly, can we get more Tracy all the time? She's the best thing on this show. Also, I'm here for Lulu and Cody, way better than whatever they've been doing with other storylines. Eva, Nina, and Martin. Snarky sarcasm at its finest. I'm living for every scene they're in. The perfect trio of shade. But oh Willow, how did she fall for Shiloh's manipulation? It's honestly incredible how easily she gets played. No mind of her own. How did she go from being a teacher to a nurse and still not have a clue? I mean, really Willow. And now look at Drew and Nina, just feeding her every little thought. She's like their personal puppet. She's not as innocent as she thinks, though, and I can't wait for her to find out about Mommy and Drew. That's going to be a whole thing. I did like Cam and Joss running into each other. That was cute. But seriously, who thought it was a good idea to kill off Dex right before Christmas? Like really? I'm still mad and honestly sad about it. The timing could not have been worse. And Nina, can't stand her. Getting Michael served before he even had a chance to talk to Willow about things. Classic Nina. Meanwhile, Curtis came in clutch with Drew today. Loved every second of that. As for Michael, it's time for him to stop being whipped by Willow. She's clearly not as sweet as she seems, and Drew and Nina are pulling her strings like pros. Michael needs to wake up, fast, and realize who Willow really is. Nina's daughter, Nell's sister, that's who she is. Time to snap out of it, Michael, and make that heifer pay. Nina is completely out of line, meddling in Willow and Michael's marriage like that. Seriously, they haven't even had the chance to talk things through, and Nina's already trying to stir the pot. She has no clue who Michael is. He'll bend over backward for those kids. Nina's lost her mind. and honestly, I can't wait for this whole thing to blow up in her face. She's going to lose Willow for good. It's only a matter of time. As for these two, I'm all in. After how Curtis tossed her aside for Portia, she deserves every bit of it. And honestly, I'm starting to like Jason and Sasha together. I can totally see him stepping up for her and Michael's baby, especially if he walks away. And then there's Nina, who thinks she's the one who gets to call the shots. She already got a lawyer and filed separation papers like it's her marriage, not Willow's. Nina needs to back off. This is between Willow and Michael, not her. And let's not forget how Nina didn't want Willow to invite Drew to Christmas Eve, probably because she's terrified Willow will find out about her and Drew's little secret. I'm betting that's when everything comes crashing down. Let the fireworks begin, right? I absolutely love these two together, and Jason and Sasha totally could get behind that. GA seriously needs to ditch all the ridiculous storylines and give us something real to watch. Nina, Willow, Drew, Michael, please, we're so over it. And Christina? Yeah, any day without her on GH is a win. But Jordan with Isaiah, I'm here for it. Sasha and Jason were adorable, especially with him nervously setting his plate down after she chided him. I could definitely see them as a couple, if she doesn't end up with Michael, of course. And let's not forget Tracy's scene with Jason. Classic? Oh, and Eva, Nina, and Martin. Pure sarcastic gold. More of that, please. And just a random thought. I wouldn't mind being locked in a steam room with Dr. Isaiah. Just the two of us in towels. And maybe the towel accidentally slipping off when things get extra steamy. Just saying. Nina and Ava's scenes, absolutely gold. Those two are a comedy duo in the making. Their back and forth is a masterclass in sarcasm, sharp, witty, and always hitting the mark. Even Rick got in on the action, and let's be real, he couldn't have played it better. The moment Ava told him to go to the kitchen with them, and he grabbed the liquor and marched off. Classic. Meanwhile, Nina's death stare at Drew at the end, it was the kind of glare that could have set him on fire if looks could kill. And don't even get me started on what Michael did to Drew. Willow? Seriously, she's the worst woman on this show, hands down. Somehow, they've managed to turn the tables and paint themselves as victims, with Michael as the villain. It's honestly beyond disgusting at this point. The Drew and Willow drama is just nauseating. I can't be the only one who feels that way, right? Oh, and here's a fun little observation. Whenever Nina messes up big time, Carly's 30-year history comes charging in like a freight train. All the baggage from the past, things that have nothing to do with what's happening right now, suddenly become the focal point. Before you know it, that's all anyone's talking about. But despite all that, today's episode, a Christmas miracle in TV form. Loved every second of it. Nina had me cracking up. If she could have struck Drew down with a single gust of wind, she would have. And nearly choked on my hot chocolate when she casually said, "Christmas sucks." Couldn't stop laughing. And Carly? Bringing Jack home for Sonny's legendary lasagna? Perfect. Sonny, you deserve a medal. And Michael? Congrats on taking Drew's business. You earned it. Now, the only downside? Drew and Willow acting like they're the ideal couple. Just, no. That's the one plot I'm totally over. But at least I think it's safe to say Michael and Willow are done. May he never, ever take her back. The first version of Ava and Nina's friendship was never really convincing. But once they laid their cards on the table, admitted their flaws, and realized they didn't exactly have a ton of other friends to fall back on, something real clicked between them. I'm actually kind of liking this new version of their friendship. Now, if only Nina would start listening to Ava, maybe things won't end in disaster. Speaking of disaster, I'm still waiting for someone to break it to Willow that Michael didn't know her at all, because she sure doesn't seem to get that. It's like she's acting like she's done absolutely nothing wrong. Willow is the absolute worst. Honestly, I can't stand her anymore. She wrecked her marriage for some totally worthless guy. And then to top it off, she has the audacity to blame Michael for how things turned out. Really? She could have told him the truth right when it happened. But no, she just let it blow up instead. And Sasha? Yeah, someone needs to sit Michael down and tell him that she's pregnant with his baby. Nina? She knows all about loss, having her children taken away. She's already got a pretty solid idea of what Willow's in for. Michael's itching to get back at Drew for sleeping with Willow. But did Chase ever get to hurt Michael when he did the same thing? Oh, wait, no. Funny how that works. Willow stopped loving Michael and jumped straight to Drew, just like she stopped loving Chase and moved on to Michael. Karma's a real thing, Michael. Take your L. Now that Michael's holding the majority of shares in Aurora, he also owns Crimson. And guess who's caught in the middle? Nina. Just like before, her magazine's in trouble. Only this time, there won't be any spontaneous, heated rug rumps to save the day. Nope, this time, things are looking a whole lot more precarious. It's hilarious how Carly's fans lose their minds whenever someone posts something even remotely positive about Nina. But do they ever dare criticize their precious Carly? Oh, of course not. They'll defend every single thing she does, no matter how ridiculous. But the moment I point that out, I'm the hypocrite. Classic. As for Michael, I'm pretty sure he'll keep professing his undying love for Willow. That is, until Christmas Eve when he shows up to see his kids and walks into a scene with Drew looking like the perfect family with Willow and the kids. You just know Michael is going to snap, and we'll finally get a taste of the full-on Corinthos meltdown. And okay, this is totally random, but hear me out. What if Sidwell is actually Sasha's biological father? What if Holly freaked out so badly when she found out? She made up the whole Robert thing. I mean, DNA results can always be tampered with, right? It's a soap opera after all. The way Sidwell was just lurking behind Sasha in the church while she prayed to keep the baby safe was way too suspicious. If he wanted to kidnap her to get to Holly, that was his golden opportunity. He's not exactly the hands-on type either. He always sends his goons to do the dirty work. Remember when the DNA results were on that USB, and then suddenly Brennan offered Holly a chance to vanish and do some shady work for the USB? Yeah, something's off here. Still trying to piece it all together. And seriously, why bother bringing Cameron back for 2 minutes? What was even the point? As for Willow, let's not pretend she's some innocent victim here. She's manipulative, not helpless. It was her choice to go to Nina's place. Nina didn't force her hand. Willow was looking for an escape, and Nina, being the willing enabler she is, gave her the perfect out. And the first thing Willow does? Invites Drew over. Classic move. I actually get why Nina didn't spill the beans about the kiss the moment she found out. There was no point in humiliating Willow over something she insisted was a one-time mistake. At that point, their relationship was new, fragile even. But let's be real here, Willow never told Nina about the second kiss, or how she and Drew started sharing feelings, or how they went and slept together. Nina was kept totally in the dark beyond that first kiss. So while Nina might have overstepped by hiring Martin, it's hard to ignore the fact that Willow didn't exactly shut it down when Martin was filing for a legal separation. We've seen her stand up for herself when she wants something. She wasn't going to let Nina say no to Drew coming over for Christmas Eve. And I still firmly believe Willow overheard Nina and Sasha in the kitchen talking about Nina and Drew. Something about that just feels like it triggered Willow's jealousy, pushing her to fight even harder for Drew. Boo-hoo, poor Michael, right? Nina, I just need you to be my mom right now, he says. Translation: please let me be myself. Let me use your house as a place to get closer to Drew, even if it's in front of the kids, because it's Christmas, and I need it. Never mind what the kids need, though they don't seem to matter right now. Meanwhile, Michael doesn't see that his loving wife is the one going after what she wants, and it's definitely not him. Wake up, Michael. Now I'll admit, I'm a big Nina supporter. I'm not blind to her flaws. She's made some poor choices, sure, but I don't believe it's out of a desire to hurt anyone. Nina has been through a lot, and she still struggles with that pain. Right now, the way she's handling the Willow situation isn't great, but I completely understand why she's doing it. She's afraid of losing her daughter and grandkids again. But what I don't get, the number of people who want to see Nina lose everything once more. She's not acting out of malice. Is she making the best choices? Not by a long shot, but she's just a woman trying to keep her family close. I'll always root for her to figure things out and come out on top. For those keeping track of Team Nina versus Team Michael and Carly, let's break it down. Sometimes you have to lose a few small things to win the bigger picture. The real goal here is protecting the kids, and that won't happen until Nina unintentionally pushes her relationship with Willow and the grandkids away. Then, Team Michael and Carly can feel like they've won. And honestly, Nina seems to be caught in a cycle. Just like her mom, Madeline Reeves, history tends to repeat itself. Nina thinks she can build a relationship with Willow by keeping her away from Michael. She's mistaken. Secrets have a way of coming out, and when they do, everything she's worked for will be laid bare. She's making things more difficult for herself, and I'm not sure how far she'll go to keep Willow and the grandkids away from their father. But it's clear that this situation is only going to get more complicated. Like mother, like daughter, the pattern of lies, confusion, and emotional strain continues, and Nina's having a tough time finding peace in her relationships with the people she loves. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.